Okay, guys, good morning. Good morning, guys. So today we'll see in the last demo session, we have seen what is DevOps and all, right? So today we'll see how to create a AWS account and how to launch our first server. Okay. So anyone has joined newly today? Any new joinees? Please let me know.
Yes, sir. I am a new join.
Okay. And anyone else, guys? Anyone has joined newly today?
Yeah, I also joined today.
Okay, okay, Rajesh. So for both of you, for Prithviraj and Rajesh, I'll take a quick backup right after this session. Okay, this will complete in around 15-20 minutes. Then we can start our DevOps demo. I'll take a quick demo for you. So let's begin
Okay.
how to create a AWS account. So basically, what is happening here? Why are we learning AWS? So see, we are learning DevOps tools here. Okay, DevOps. In real time, most of these servers in real time in our projects, most of the servers will be in Linux operating system. Okay, Linux operating system. In order to launch a Linux server, we should have Linux in our laptop or we should have some sort of virtualization, right? So in AWS, our Linux servers are already ready. So what we can do, we can create an account and we can log in into AWS and we can launch our Linux servers, right? So this is the order which we are going to follow. First, we are going to launch Linux servers. Okay, we are going to learn how to launch servers and all. Then we'll learn Linux concepts. Okay, the commands, the fundamentals and all. Then we'll start the DevOps tools. Okay, so this is the order which we are going to follow. So now we are going to see the first part. So basically, AWS stands for Amazon Web Services. Okay, Amazon Web Services. So this is the main this is the product from Amazon Corporation. Okay, so Amazon Web Services provides the cloud computing services for the organizations. Okay, we can launch servers remote which are launched, which will launch in a remote location. We can connect to them and we can start doing our work. Okay, clear, right? So Amazon Web Services, the alternative, we have several cloud providers in the market. One of them, the first one which is having huge market share is AWS. The second comes the Microsoft Azure. Okay, this is a product from Microsoft. Then comes the GCP, the Google Cloud Platform, then OCP, Oracle Cloud Platform, and several others. Okay, Dell, IBM. Okay, now AWS. Why AWS? AWS because a lot of companies are already using AWS. AWS has 100 plus services. Okay, it provides a lot of services which includes artificial intelligence, IoT, machine learning, graphical design. Okay, all the latest technologies are being integrated with AWS and we can use several other services in AWS. Okay, so which are not available with other cloud platforms. Now in AWS, what we are going to do, first we are going to create an account. Okay, so how to do that, let's try to see. So this is the AWS console. Okay, this is the link. I'm going to provide this link in the chat box. Right. So I have provided this link in the chat box. You can create your account. Okay, so just click on sign in to the console. So you'll get this page. Okay, so if you have an account, fine, or else what you have to do, you have to click on this button. Okay, so click on this create new AWS account. Very simple steps, the same procedure which you follow for creating a Gmail account, you can use the same steps here as well. Okay, give your account details, the password, confirm the password, give a name to your account, click on continue. Okay, once you click on continue, it will ask for your credit card or debit card details. Okay, so don't worry, give any debit card details. It will deduct 2 rupees from your account. Okay, 2 rupees. and that's for verification purpose. Okay, that's verifying that you are a genuine person, and if in case if you use any other services which are paid services, you will be paying through that debit card. Okay, don't worry about it. 2 rupees will be deducted, and that 2 rupees will also be credited back within 2 working days. Once you give your debit card details, once the 2 rupees is deducted, once the account will be created, you'll get a confirmation link to your email ID. Go back to your email ID, click on your inbox and verify that link. Okay, whatever the link is there, you can click on that link and your account will be activated. Once your account is activated, you can log in into AWS console. So let me log in into AWS console. Okay, so this is what you get. This is the default dashboard. Okay, AWS management console. So as I told you, you can see here we have support. If you want to reach out to AWS customer support, you can click on this button. There will be this option called support. Click on that and you can chat or you can drop an email to the AWS customer support. Okay. This is the regions. See, AWS have set up their data centers. See, we are launching remote servers, but those remote servers are launched somewhere, right? So these are the regions. Okay. AWS have the concept of called regions. They have different regions in the world. In India, we have one region which is called as Asia Pacific Mumbai. They have given a tag as well, which they call it as AP South 1. Okay, and there are other Asia Pacific regions as well. These are the important cities where the AWS data centers are set up. Okay, in US they have 4, in Africa 1, and in Asia they have 7. Okay, very soon in Hyderabad as well, by 2023, a new region will be added. Okay, in Asia Pacific Hyderabad region. Okay, now this is the account details. If you want to change your password, if you want to see the how much billing has happened, you can click on this billing dashboard as well. Okay, now this is the search button. If you want to search a particular service, you can search it here. This is the important part, services. As I told you, AWS have different services for different technologies. Okay, click on this and you can see there are different services. This all are different services for different technologies. Okay, there are 100 plus services, 100 plus services available. If you see here, these are like headings, right? We call them as modules. Okay, modules. These all are modules. Okay, different modules are there. In each module we have different services. Okay, for example, if you are a person who want to learn machine learning, you can go into this module and you can select what are the module which is useful. Okay, similarly there are like multiple modules for Unity. You can see for Internet of Things we have this many. For security related, this many services are there. For networking part, this many. If you are a programmer or if you are a programmer or developer, you can see here this many services are there. Okay, now what we are going to do, we will be selecting a service here. Okay, by default when you create an account, you will get 750 hours of free usage. Okay, 750 hours of free usage. Keep in mind that the account which you are creating, it is called as free tier account. Free tier account. Okay, free tier account. This is AWS free tier account. In AWS free tier account, you are going to get 750 hours. 750 hours of free usage. For example, if you have launched one server, this is a server, you have launched it. Okay, if you run it for 30 days, 30 days into 24 by 7 hours, it will complete your 750 hours. Okay, so make sure that whenever your work is completed, you immediately stop that server. Okay, stop it. See, AWS follows a concept of pay per use. Pay per use. If you use it for 1 minute, you have to pay it for 1 minute. If you use it for 1 hour or one day, based on the calculations, they have fixed set of plans and they will charge you based on the consumption. Okay, so as you are a student, you will be getting 750 hours of free usage. Utilize this for your DevOps course. Okay, so once your practicals are completed, immediately stop that server. Okay, shut down that server. I'll show you how to do that. Now here we are going to select a service called EC2 service. Okay, this one. This is under compute module, compute. So let's try to see what is EC2. Okay, what is EC2 service? So see here, EC2, Elastic Compute Cloud. Okay, a lot of people pronounce it as Elastic Cloud Compute. It's not the other way. It's actually Elastic Compute Cloud. Let's try to break this. Okay, what exactly Elastic means? Compute means, and cloud means. Okay, so cloud means this is a cloud service, right? We are launching our servers in a remote location, which are located in a remote location, data centers. We will be connecting to those servers with the help of internet, right? So that is why they have given this the third term, which is cloud. Okay, now compute. See, compute. So see here, compute means servers. What are the servers which you are going to launch? Okay, you can launch any number of servers. Okay, we can launch n number of servers in a single go. If you want to launch one server, you can launch it. If you want to launch 10 or 20, you can launch it immediately. Okay, and uh, in one single task, you can launch any number of servers. Okay, so the option of launching multiple servers at a time has been provided in the AWS EC2 service. Okay, so that is compute. Now comes the first one, which is Elastic. Elastic. The name itself says elasticity. Okay, elasticity. For example, see, you have a laptop. Let's suppose you have a laptop. The laptop RAM is 4 GB RAM. Okay, let's assume that you want to increase the RAM of this laptop. Can you tell me, without opening up the back panel of the laptop, can you increase the RAM? Without touching the laptop, can you increase the RAM? No, right? That is not at all possible, right? Because RAM is a physical hardware component, and in order to expand it, or if you want to decrease the RAM, you have to open up the back panel, then you can modify the RAM configuration. Am I right? But in cloud, but in cloud, in this EC2 service, without touching the hardware component, okay, we can increase the hardware configuration. The option of increasing or decreasing the hardware configuration is provided in AWS. Okay, we call it as instance pairs. Okay, instance pairs. In AWS by default, in AWS by default, they have given certain set of pairs. Okay, that pairs will be having certain configurations, RAM and CPU. We can select the pair whatever we want. Okay, for example, if your server which you have launched in AWS, it is having 4 GB of RAM and 4 GB of CPU. Okay, 4 CPU core. If you want to increase it, you can select a different set of pair, and that will increase your RAM and CPU of that server. Okay, so the option to increase or decrease the configuration is available in AWS. That is why they have given this term called elasticity. Okay, so the elasticity to increase or decrease the configuration is available in AWS console. Okay, here in AWS, they have given a term called instance. Instance is nothing but server, workstation, PC, desktop, box, VM. Okay, so when I use the term instance, it's nothing but server, desktop, PC, box, virtual machine, whatever it is. Okay, so don't get confused. In AWS, we are going to use a term called instance. Okay, instance. Now click on services, click on EC2. Okay, the first service. This will launch your EC2 service. Okay, so Rajesh is asking how much they will charge once we complete our 750 hours. See, Rajesh, whatever the instance you are selecting or whatever the server you are selecting, each server has different set of price plans. Okay, so what is the server you're selecting, that will have a different set of price plan. The AWS have a price plan chart. Okay, if you observe that chart, you will get a clear idea how much you're going to get charged. Okay, so you can get all your billing information by selecting the account details. Okay, here my billing dashboard is there, right? If you click on this, how much server has consumed how much amount of uh, hours, that you can observe here. Clear it? Now I have clicked on EC2, which is under compute module. Okay, you can see here there is an option called launch instance. Okay, launch instance. You have to click on this launch instance and you have to launch your first server. Okay, we can select your server and all. Okay, now this launching the server, it includes total of 8 stages. Okay, 8 stages. Okay, but before launching the 8 stages of, I mean, before completing these 8 stages and launching and connecting to our first server, first we should understand Linux. Okay, what exactly the Linux operating systems are. Okay, now we'll try to understand what is Linux operating system and Windows operating system in tomorrow's class. Okay, now today what we're going to see, there are a few new joiners, right? Let's take a quick demo for them. Can you please tell me how many of you guys are new joiners today? I have seen Rajesh and Prithviraj. What about the other guys? Are you guys
Sir, I
also
am
new
Saurabh.
joiners? Saurabh and Tejashwi, Venkat, Sridhar. Okay, so I believe you guys are also new joiners. So let me take a quick introduction for you. Okay, DevOps introduction. Okay, so introduction to DevOps. Let me introduce myself. My name is Venkatesh. Okay, I'm a senior DevOps engineer working for TCS currently. I have 8+ years of IT experience. Okay, I have taken a lot of interviews as well for freshers by attending various campus drives. Now, let's try to understand what is DevOps. Okay, see, you can see these companies. I hope you have these apps on your phones. What about these? Have you ever heard these companies? No, right? I believe no. But these companies were started 5 years before these companies were started. These companies were started in 2010 and 11, but these were started in 2005 and 6. Even though there was a gap of 5 years between these and these companies, these three companies couldn't become number one position. These companies couldn't achieve number one position in the market. Why? Because these companies came up with a new plan. They came up with a technological advancement, which they call it as Android and iOS apps. These Ola and Uber introduced mobile applications, but these companies couldn't. Right? When they have launched one product, obviously they will get a huge market share. Right? Whenever something is launched into the market, whichever company launches first, obviously that company will have an advantage of capturing the market share, right? So that is why every company in the every company in IT industry, they'll try to launch the product as soon as possible. Why? Because they have to capture maximum market share, as well as they want to be the number one in the market. Okay, because they don't want any sort of uh, competition. Clear it? So let's try to see what are those some of the organization goals apart from faster delivery. Okay, so the first one is faster delivery. See, every company will try to launch the product first. Okay, for example, you guys remember Paytm, right? Paytm was launched and it was the first company in India which introduced digital payments, right? And Paytm ruled that digital payments market for a very long period of time. After that, Google Pay, Amazon Pay, Phone Pay, a lot of companies entered into the market, and after that, slowly the Paytm's market share reduced. But it enjoyed at least 5 to 6 years of time period where it was number one in the digital payments market, right? So every organization also will try to launch the product as soon as possible, so that it can capture maximum share, market share. The second one is higher quality of the product. When a product is being delivered into the market as soon as possible, an organization will also try to focus on quality as well, because they don't want to compromise on quality. If the quality is compromised, uh, obviously the once the quality is compromised, obviously the customers who are using it, they will also not like the product, and also there is a chance that company might lose customers, right? So every organization will also focus on maintaining the or maintaining the higher quality of the product. Third one is less expenditure. Every organization will try to see that whenever a product is being developed, it is they'll also focus on less expenditure. When the expenditure is less, obviously the profits will be more. And the fourth one is minimized outages and losses. Okay, whenever organization is developing some product and it has launched into the market, it will try to see that the outages are very less. Okay, outages in the sense, whatever the application they have released, the application should be working 24/7. And if the application goes down because of some technical reason, they will try to see that it gets rectified as soon as possible. I'll give you an example. In last year December, Google's YouTube, Gmail, and Google Maps were down, right? A lot of companies who were using Google Maps for navigation purpose, a lot of companies who were using emails for business purposes, all their businesses were affected because Google's all these apps were down, right? So Google tried to rectify it as soon as possible, so that number of customers who are affected because of these apps are very less, right? So companies like major IT giants like Google and Facebook, they faced these issues very frequently, right? Very recently, WhatsApp and Instagram was down, right? So every organization will try to see that this down period is there, right? That is reduced, so that number of customers who are using it, number of users who are using it are very less. Okay, who are affected are very less. Right, now let's move on with the next part. What exactly happens in a software development? See, whenever a software is being developed, okay, it is called as development. Okay, once the software is developed, it is handed over to the client. Okay, that is called as production. This process is called as delivery. Okay, this particular product is there, right? Whatever the product which has been developed and handed over to the client will start using that product. It will give a feedback to the development team. Feedback means whatever the experience they have faced after using that product application, they'll give in the terms of feedback. Now feedback is nothing but about bugs, issues, errors, or new enhancements. Okay, so see, for example, you have installed a game. Let's take you have installed Candy Crush on your phone. Okay, now you have started using this game, and after a while that game is getting crashed. What you will do? You will immediately log in into Play Store. You will give a bad rating, right? You will reduce the stars, and will give a review, right? What that review will consist of will give information that I'm playing this level and the game is getting crashed. I want this to be rectified, right? But what will happen in the backend? The development team who has developed Candy Crush, they'll see that feedback, they'll start focusing, they'll try to rectify that bug. Okay, so that is called as feedback. Okay, similarly, a customer, the client which has received the product, they'll start using that product, they'll give a feedback which will consist of bugs, issues, or new enhancements. Enhancements means new changes into the software. What the development team will do, the development team will take this feedback, they will release a new version of software. They'll work on these issues, they will modify the software code, they will release a new version of software application. Okay, a new version. Again, the client will start using that new version. Again, they'll give a new feedback. Again, the development team will start release a new version. Okay, So this is a continuous process, and this cycle we call it as SDLC. SDLC stands for Software Development Life Cycle. Okay, now the whatever you have seen here, this is a very simplistic approach, very small example I have given. In real time, there are lot of stages present in between these two stages. Okay, there are a lot of stages available. Okay, so what are those stages? Let's try to see them. So these are some of the stages. Okay, first stage is idea. First idea is taken, they'll try to plan it. Then the requirements are taken, how the what kind of servers has to be taken, what kind of technology has to be used for developing that software, how many engineers are required, right? All those requirements will be gathered. Then a design, they'll prepare a plan how to design the software and all. That will be this design stage. Then the actual development will start. The software developers will start writing the source code. When the source code is written, they'll test that source code, they'll build it, and they will deploy it. Deployment means installation of that software on a particular server. Once that is deployed, they'll try to test it out whether that is working properly good or not. And once it is working good, they will hand it over to the client and they will maintain and monitor it. Okay, so this is a continuous cycle which is happening in the software development life cycle. Okay, in every industry, in every IT project, this is the cycle they are going to follow. Now, there are two methods of majorly there are two methods in SDLC. One is waterfall and one is agile. Okay, so what is waterfall? In waterfall, this is one method of SDLC, this is one method of SDLC. Let's try to understand. This was a very old model. This was being used in 2000 to 2010. Okay, in this now also there are few companies which are still using this waterfall model, but these have some drawbacks. What are those drawbacks? In waterfall model, each and every stage of software development lifecycle is depending upon the next stage. If you see this, each stage is having dependency on the other stage. Okay, these all stages are in a linear sequential phase manner. Okay, if this first stage is completed, then the second stage will start. If the second stage is completed, then the third stage will start. Okay, similarly, if the third stage is completed, then only the fourth stage will start. There was a dependency upon each and every stage. Okay, so that was having a drawback. Why? Because it was affecting the first organization goal, which is nothing but faster delivery of the product. Okay, we can't achieve faster delivery if you are using waterfall model. So for that, there was a new concept created which was called as agile. In agile, what is happening? In agile, all the stages are running parallelly. There is no dependency upon the other stages. Okay, development and testing and build and QA, deployment and monitoring, all the stages are running parallelly without any dependency upon the other stages. Because with the help of agile, the first organization goal, which is faster delivery of the product, was achieved. Okay, so today in software development lifecycle and in today's IT industry, 98% of projects are running on agile methodology. Okay, 98%. So what is happening in agile? In agile, what are the project is there, right? The project is divided into subtask. Okay, small tasks are created and they create this project into subtask. This task they call it as sprints. Okay, sprints. They'll develop this all these sprints, they'll work on this task and all, and in the end they'll combine it together and they make it as one single product. But in waterfall, what is happening? They will not divide it, but they will treat the whole project as one single project. Because of that, there is a huge burden on the all the teams which are present in the project team. Okay, so here we have two teams. One is development team, one is operations. Development team is nothing but the developers, the build team, testing engineers, all these people comes under development. Operations means the deployment team, the database administrators, cybersecurity professionals, IT admin, system admin. Okay, all these people comes under operational staff. So these people are responsible for writing the source code and writing the source code according to the client requirement. If the client is giving a feedback, based on the feedback, they have to do the changes in the software, right? So development team is responsible for introducing the new changes according to the client requirement. And the operational team, these people are responsible for making all the documentation tasks, testing the source code they have what are the source code they have changed. The operational team has to test that new changes. They have to see whether that is working in different environments or not. They have to do the documentation task. They have to create the logs. Okay, they have to maintain the tickets and all. They have to coordinate with the client, and they have to check whether the new version of software is working properly or not. Okay, so obviously the operational team has a lot of it is an important role to play, and operation teams have a lot of tasks which has to be carried out whenever there is a change. Okay, whenever there is a change in the software version. So that is why operational team are against frequent changes of software. They don't want new changes to happen very frequently. They want to introduce changes at a fixed time intervals. But development team, they are focusing on client's requirement. They always focus on client requirement. They'll try to see that the new changes happens to the source code immediately. Whatever the feedbacks was given, they try to implement as soon as possible. So there was a gap between development team and operational team. Okay, they want to introduce change. These people don't want to introduce changes immediately. Okay, so in order to fill up this gap, a new concept was created, which we call it as DevOps. Okay, now DevOps, the dev is taken from development and ops is taken from operations. Okay, so DevOps engineer is a person who fills up the gap or who bridges the gap between development team and operation team with the help of DevOps tools. Okay, with the help of DevOps tools. What are those tools? Let's try to see. Okay, so these are some of the DevOps tools. If you observe here, each and every stage of SDLC, this is the SDLC cycle. Okay, and these are the different stages. Each stage in SDLC have different set of DevOps tools. We are going to learn some of the DevOps tools from this image. Okay, we're going to learn this, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Okay, some other tools as well. Okay, so what exactly DevOps engineer is going to do on a day-to-day basis? So DevOps engineer is going to maintain the DevOps pipeline. DevOps pipeline is nothing but the SDLC is there, right? He or she is going to maintain the entire DevOps pipeline. The entire software development lifecycle is there, right? They are going to focus on what are the stages are present in SDLC. They'll try to automate them with the help of DevOps tools. Okay, so DevOps engineer is going to maintain and build and maintain the servers as well. Okay, he's going to build various Jenkins server and Azure server, and he's going to maintain these systems. He's also going to work with the operational teams, okay, to fix the build failures. What are the build failures are happening? He'll try to focus on that as well. For that, he's going to coordinate with the operational team. DevOps engineer is also responsible for working on engineering and architecture enhancements. If there is a requirement of introducing a new server, launching a new server, DevOps engineer he'll be also responsible for launching a new server according to the project requirements. Okay. Now, what are the activities which I mentioned here? These activities are not constant. These might change according to the project's requirement. Okay, according to the project's requirements and all, this task might change. So we have to understand few things. DevOps is not a tool. A lot of people think that DevOps is a software, but actually DevOps is not a software. It's a methodology, or it's a process, or it's a philosophy. Okay, it's a methodology which we are going to implement to automate various stages of software development lifecycle to achieve faster delivery of the product. Okay, cloud computing is mandatory. Today, in most of the projects, companies are migrating from physical servers to cloud servers. So that is why Cloud computing knowledge is also very important. Okay, and that is why I'm going to teach you AWS as well. Okay, not the complete AWS, but the AWS few services which are important for DevOps engineer. Both and freshers and experience can switch to DevOps. People who are different from people who are from different backgrounds like banking, telecom, marketing, sales, okay, finance. If you guys are new to IT industry, if you want to switch to DevOps, this is the correct path. Okay, so freshers here means people who are from different backgrounds, okay, who are having experience in different uh, domains. Linux basics will be added advantage. If you have Linux commands knowledge, then that will be added advantage. If you don't have, no problem, because I'm going to teach you from scratch as well. Okay, I'll be teaching you Linux from scratch. Okay, all the Linux fundamentals, what the commands and all, everything will be taught. Then the programming knowledge. If you have any programming knowledge, that will be added advantage to understand the concepts very well. But if you don't have, don't worry, because each and every topic will be taught to you in a very detailed manner. Okay, more job opportunities. If you go to naukri.com right away, okay, if you go to naukri.com and if you search for, you know, DevOps, you'll get some thousands of jobs. Okay, thousands of jobs, because in today's world, a lot of companies are, you know, they are trying to automate various stages of SDLC with the help of DevOps engineers. Okay, and DevOps is having a very huge demand in today's IT market. Okay, so you can see here, I'm searching for DevOps in naukri.com, and you can observe this. You can observe this. See this? Okay, you can observe this. These many openings are there. Okay, so that is what I'm trying to tell you, that DevOps is having a very huge requirement. So what are we going to learn? First, we are going to learn with introduction to AWS, which we have just seen a few minutes ago. Okay, what is AWS and all. Tomorrow we'll try to launch an EC2 server and few more other concepts. Then after that, we'll see Linux fundamentals, Git for source code management, Docker for containerization, Ansible for configuration management, Jenkins for continuous integration, Maven for continuous build purpose, CloudWatch for continuous monitoring, Kubernetes is a container orchestration program, and finally Terraform for configuration management. Okay, so what do you need? What do you guys need? You guys need a laptop, which you are already having, AWS account for practicing the launching the servers and all, and Putty and Puttygen. Okay, so this application is also required for launching the Linux servers. And how I'm going to teach you. I'll be teaching you first with theoretical knowledge. I'll provide you the theoretical knowledge. Then I'll show you that I'll implement the theory in practical. I'll provide you the interview question and answers. Okay, after the completion of each topic, then I'll provide you the material as well. What are the theoretical knowledge I have shared with you? I'll provide you the same thing in a document. Okay, in a Word document. If you guys are interested, if you want to understand how much you have learned, by the end of each topic, I can take you a small assessment as well, a small exam. Okay, this is optional. If you want, I can take, or if you don't want, then I can skip it. Okay, and finally, at the end of the class, I will be giving you some sample resumes, some 18 to 20 resumes. I will provide it to you. You can select one resume, you can modify your resume, and you can upload it in the job portals. Okay, all the tips and tricks, what should be mentioned, what should not be mentioned in a resume, I will share it with you. Okay, so this class will be for 50 days, 50 days, give or take. Okay, 50 to 55 days based on the leaves and weekends and all. Okay, 50-55 days it will take, and this will be from 7 to 8 a.m. Indian Standard Time. Okay, if you guys are joining, anyone joining from abroad, please make a note of it. 7 to 8 a.m. Indian Standard Time. Okay, all the classes will be video recorded. All the recordings will be in Google Drive. Okay, a link will be provided to you. You can open up that link. You can watch all the videos whenever you want. Okay, all the documents, all the material will also be in the Google Drive only. Okay, and someone is asking, Tejashvi is asking, we would be learning the basics of all this or in depth. See, Tejashvi, after completion of this course, after 50 days, you can keep 3 to 4 years of experience in your resume after completion of this course. Okay, so that much deep I'm going in. That much topics I'm going to cover, which are required for a 3 to 4 years of experience guy. Okay, and the next doubt is Kumar is asking any projects. Yes, there will be a project. Once we complete all these topics till here, we're going to see a CI/CD project. Okay, CI/CD project. You can listen to that project. You can do that project. You can keep that project in your resume. And whenever there is interview, you can explain that project as well. So Sridhar is asking, is this course helpful only for DevOps or SRE as well? So is this course helpful for DevOps or SRE? So basically, this is mainly focused on DevOps, Sridhar, okay, not on SRE. The second one is, does this course include real-time project? Yes, I'm going to include a real-time project. You can keep that project in your resume, and you can, when you explain that project in detail, that will be enough for you when you are attending the interviews. You are asking the third question. I'm interested in DevOps with AWS and Azure as well. Do I need to take DevOps with Azure course for this? Yes. DevOps is AWS is a separate concept. DevOps is with Azure is separate. Okay. Most of the concepts will be very much similar, but launching a server in Azure and setting up the infrastructure and all, that will be entirely different. Both are different, and I suggest you to do, if you are interested, you can do a separate course for DevOps with Azure. Kumar is asking, CI/CD project deployed on AWS? Yes, CI/CD project deployed entirely on AWS. All the servers will be in AWS only. Tejas is asking, how can we add 3 to 4 years of experience? I'm new to IT industry. So see, for example, I'll give two examples. Okay. The first scenario is Kumar is asking monitoring tools. We have one CloudWatch service. This is one monitoring tool. And if time permits, we'll try to see if there are, if time permits, we'll see one other monitoring tool as well. If time is there after 50 days, we'll try to see some other monitoring tool as well. So first example of Tejasvi. Okay, Tejasvi. For example, if you are a college passed out, okay, if you have passed out in 2017, okay, in 2017 you have passed out, and these 3 years you have been free, or you're preparing for some bank jobs or something. Okay, you have to fill up this gap. What you have to do, you have to consult a very good consultancy, take some certificates, and you can fill up this gap with 3 years of experience. Okay, you have to specifically mention that these 3 years of experience you have been working as DevOps engineer. Okay, this is one sort of experience. Second thing, there will be people who are already in IT industry. They are already working in an IT industry, and they want to switch their existing domain to DevOps. Okay, so what they can do, for example, they have been working from 2014, so they have like 6+ years of experience. What they can do, they can take 3 years of experience of their current domain, and they can keep the rest of the 3 years as DevOps experience. Okay, so this is second example. This is for second, I mean, this is for people who are already having experience. This is for people who don't have any kind of experience. Okay, so I don't know which category you will be belonging, whether you are a student or an experienced person. So I suggest you to do that. A lot of people do like this only. Okay, who are having experience, they'll split that experience into two parts. One experience, one first experience, they'll keep it as the the whatever the existing domain, testing, development, or whatever it is, and the rest of, they'll take 3 years or 4 years of experience and they keep it as DevOps experience. Okay, so Tejasvi, I think since you said that you are from first category, so I'll suggest you to consult a very good consultancy and take a very good experience. So when did you pass out? May I know when did you pass out? Okay, so fine. So Kumar is asking Nagios. Yes, Kumar, if the time permits, then we can see Nagios as well. Okay, because this lot of tools are there, lot of commands, lot of theoretical part is there. Once, if the time permits, I'll definitely share Nagios concepts as well. Okay, any other doubts, guys? So if you guys are interested in joining this course, you can, you can talk to the management and you can join from Thursday onwards. Okay, from Thursday, I'll be taking demos. So another 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday, I'll be taking demos, and uh, I'll be starting the actual classes from Thursday onwards. Okay, 7 to 8 a.m. So if you guys are interested, what you can do, you can talk to the management. I'm sharing their email ID and mobile number in the chat box. You can take their numbers, email ID, you can talk to them, and you can have a discussion about the fees and all. Okay, and any other doubts, guys? So if you guys are interested, I have already created a WhatsApp group. Last week from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, some few people have joined. And if you guys are interested, if you want to join this course, you can share your WhatsApp number. I'll add your number into the WhatsApp. Okay, you can get all the class details, the group details and all in that WhatsApp group. Monday to Friday only. Okay, I'll be taking classes Monday to Friday only, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturday and Sunday is off. Okay, I will be giving you this time for, some of you guys are already working, so I'll be giving you this time to do the practicals, learn the concepts which you have discussed in this week. Okay, all these 5 days. So any other doubts, guys? Any other doubts? Feel free to ask any other doubts with respect to course, content, fees, or any other things. Tejasvi, fees, I really suggest you to discuss with the admin team about the concession and discount and all. I can't really answer on that. Okay. Yeah, please talk to the management. Any other doubts, guys? Okay, so if you guys are interested, you can share your mobile number, the WhatsApp number. I'll be adding that number into the WhatsApp group. All the class related updates, whether the class is there, whether the class is cancelled, any doubts, any queries, you can ask them in the WhatsApp group. Okay, so if you're interested, you can share your number. And tomorrow will be the second demo, and day after tomorrow, which means on Wednesday, will be the final demo. Okay, and from Thursday onwards, our classes are going to start. If you guys are interested, you can join tomorrow as well to listen to the same demo again. Okay, so any other doubts, guys? Okay, I hope I answered all of your doubts and questions. If you have any queries, you can join tomorrow in the same session, same time, and you can ask. Okay, thank you so much for joining, guys, and uh, let's meet tomorrow. Okay, thank you so much for joining and have a good day. Bye.